WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Tanner. It's Jarom. It's Tanner. What's up, bud? I got the names backwards.
Tanner? Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know why.
Nothing much, man. You know, just watching some quality hockey.
I like how you can't even say
Can't
that
say that
without
with a straight
laughing.
face.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
been a month.
It's at least the rest of the NHL is pretty interesting.
It has been a month to forget if you're a Chicago. Well, actually, it really depends on where you land. Or if you are full on get hard for Bedard, you're fucking thrilled right now. If you are wanting competitive hockey, you know, lose games but stay competitive, you're pulling your hair out right now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also just like, I like it, but if they're getting blown out, there's a loss is a loss, man. They don't say how, they say how many.
And how many is a lot. Well, we'll just put that there. But 3 games happened since we recorded last. We're not going to get too much into it because it's a little bit all the same. We got little talking points for each game that we'll hit on. Then we'll kind of do our usual preview, the couple games ahead. Do you want to do? I meant to ask you before we start recording. Do you want to do 3 stars? I mean, it's kind of pulling teeth here. Unless
Why not?
All right.
Every week, baby.
All right, so then we'll do 3
Let's
stars
go.
again. Some more Hawks updated Hawks news, and then we got some NHL talk with the end of the month here. But first, Blackhawks, Black Wednesday, Dallas Stars. This was actually a very surprising game, though. Like, I thought the Hawks came out pretty good, and they actually had Dallas's number for most of the game. Yeah. And then the third period happened, and woof.
And it was a completely different game. 5
unanswered goals the Hawks allowed in the third period. Max Domi put up one about half. And here's the thing. Max Domi scores to make it 4-1, 9 minutes and 37 seconds into the third. So you're looking at halfway through the third period. 10 minutes go. You got your 3-goal lead. Let's go. In 10 minutes, Dallas puts up fucking 5 goals. Granted, I think one was an empty net.
I mean, yeah, one was an empty net.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do about that. Like, Dallas is a much better team. They're top of the division for a reason. It's like it sucked to watch the crumble happen, but I'm also like, hey, I had a good 50 minutes.
I am just glad I was drinking, doing my indoor golf league, because I'm watching this as like literally as they're going, I'm just like, oh shit, I need another drink. And it was just by the time we're walking out, that's when the empty net went in. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like so done. I'm so glad I didn't actually sit down and watch this game. But one thing that I did want to talk about with Dallas, we kind of talked about it, I think in our group text a little bit. Talk about how, or did we talk about this last episode? How they just absolutely nailed the draft. What was the 2017 draft? I don't know if we talked about this or not on the show.
Yeah,
but
I think we did.
Did we? Okay, I don't want to like read, but real quick,
I think we did, because I was hoping that it would. Because we were doing the preview, I was talking about how I hope like one of these drafts we can just kind of nail like that. But yeah, like the 2017 draft where they go Heiskanen and then Ottinger in the first round, and then their first pick in the second round, they get Jason Robertson and basically just make their entire franchise like very solid from just 1 year. And because I mentioned it was great that they got basically one piece of each part of the ice. Like you got a forward, a defenseman, and a goalie to build on in the future.
You're right. So yeah, but watching this game kind of, I guess that just really hits that home that it's like, hey, here's another way to build the team. Dallas doesn't go out and spend a lot. I mean, they don't get the big sexy free agent, you know, guys out there, but you know, they
always try.
Well, they try, but they
get the upper hand of having that like no state tax.
Yeah, and they draft well. They find the right pieces to fill in the slots that they need to. I mean, this is a team, like, it sucks that it's in our division, but this is the kind of a team that you really want to model this rebuild after a little bit. I mean, and just kind of hope that it kind of goes similar the same way.
I mean, they also are kind of lucky that the fact they did drill those draft picks because I mean they're paying a lot of money to like Sagan and Ben, and I mean as of now, like Jamie Benn has had a pretty good season so far, but like in the more recent like last few seasons, it hasn't been that great, which is weird to say since they did make it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, but that was in that like bullshit like shortened season year with like yeah, that was in the bubble. That was really weird where like 24 teams made it. So like I mean, all you really had to do was play really well in the playoff that was postponed for a long time. That was having Hugh Dobin though, who stood it on his head. So like having a bunch of money that was dedicated to like players that like haven't been really producing for you that well. I mean, even losing John Klingberg, but like that hasn't hurt them at all.
No, not.
Which has been crazy. Like you're starting goalies from that final, which is what Braden Holtby. I don't know if I think he was on the team, but like Hugh Dobin, Ben Bishop was still kind of like in the mix, like still hurt and shit. Like you don't even have those guys anymore. Like now it's Scott Wedgwood and Jake Ottinger.
Did he get in the playoffs that year, or was it the year after? Because there's a playoffs.
I mean, that was last year when Ottinger got in and was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm amazing.
This is the guy."
Yeah. He was the whole reason that like that series against Calgary went as long as it did. I think that went 7.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it was his big coming out party there. Yeah, but I mean, this team, they're gonna be good for a while too. Yeah, it sucks that they got Sagan locked in for as long as they do. I think he still has, what is it, 4 more years?
He's got 4 more years after this.
Jamie Benn, 2 more years, but they were able to lock down Hintz.
Rupe Hintz, which likely means that like Joe Pavelski is probably not going to be re-signed unless he signs for like real cheap.
Super cheap, yeah. But Pavelski,
because I mean he's making 5.5, and then that's basically what's going to Rupe Hintz. His deal is like about 5 million more.
They're going to be returning pretty much the same team next year, minus Pavelski. So I mean, they are still going to be a problem.
You know, if it's one of those things where like Pavelski's at that kind of an age where like if he's just wanting to get a cup, I can see him re-signing for real cheap, especially if this team does as well as it's doing currently. If they finish the season strong and make a deep run in the playoffs, I can see him just being like, yeah, I'll take like $1 million and then stay on this team.
Joe Thornton it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, he hasn't won a cup. He's made it with the Sharks all the way. He was on Dallas when they went all the way in the and lost to Tampa as well. So he's made it to the final twice. He's got 24 points in 23 games. Like he's still so solid, but I could, like I said, I could see him kind of doing that like hometown discount because I just want a cup. And this team, I think, is like pretty. They're going to be really set up very well to like make a run again.
And then too, kind of like you got to think of that with him is like you're just gonna take if you take the $1 million deal, you know, just to be with the team. Say it doesn't work out for Dallas, you're just making yourself that much easier to get dealt to a team that could possibly contend. You know, like you're just you're helping yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you end up getting traded like a Tampa Bay, like at the deadline at some point. Right. Like if that's the case, and you're like, oh, like an easy fucking win right there.
Yeah. So, so that was the Black Wednesday disaster. Then you got the Black Friday with, not a disaster,
the revenge, a portion of the revenge tour of the season.
Yeah, and little controversy, depending, I guess, like depending on who you ask, but. This one, I kind of was half watching at work. I know Edmonton went up early. Joel Edmondson got a goal. Caleb Jones. Edmondson?
Montreal. Yeah, but you said Joel Edmonton went up early.
Joel Edmondson.
Yeah, but you said Edmonton went up early.
I thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was Montreal.
Anyway, so he goes.
No, but then you said Edmonton.
Early. Okay, he scored early. Caleb Jones gets his first of the year. Nick Suzuki is just fucking playing fantastic hockey. It's amazing that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I forgot to mention it, but Seth Jones' first game back was against Dallas, and he scored the first goal for the Hawks, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true. In his
I was
hometown.
like, hey, welcome back. Also, in his home state. I don't know if he is from Dallas. I think he's from Arlington or something. Yeah,
that's
just about
thing,
like right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick
but he
Suzuki,
got a goal and an assist in his first game back after being hurt, so that was cool.
Yeah, Nick Suzuki.
But yeah, then Caleb Jones scores against Montreal.
Yeah, Nick Suzuki keeps his hot season going. 12th goal of the season on the power play. Vegas. I mean, it's worked out for Vegas too, but it's kind of insane that he kind of got dealt for nothing. For old Pacioretty, he got traded for Pacioretty, and Vegas doesn't have Pacioretty.
Pacioretty.
Yeah. Taylor Radish.
And Nick Suzuki's the captain, so
yeah. Oh, we're down. Taylor Radish ties it up with about 4 minutes left in the game. Overtime, nothing much happens. Then the shootout happens. Taves scores. Caulfield scored. Patrick Kane does not score, and he's been fucking struggling in the shootouts since last season. He's like, what, 0 for 9 or something like that in his last 9?
Yeah, I don't know the last time he scored was.
Yeah. He even did something different.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do his slowdown. Like, he just came right in and just shot. Like, he looks so checked out.
Well, it's also like, I don't know if because he's done so many shootouts. Like, I feel like he's just run out of things to like kind of trick the goalies with that. Like, maybe just go back to whatever you were doing at the beginning. Like, I don't know. For a while there, he was just always going like forehand, backhand, top shelf, which was like really nice. I don't know. I think he's just trying to do something new that's gonna work out, but everybody kind of knows like just stick with him, not all the way until the end. Maybe he needs to just start shooting or something.
I don't know what happened, because though for the longest time that was always working for him, and you think 10 plus years in the league and it was still working for him. So now I think I think he's so checked out and he's just done with this team. He's done here. He just wants to get dealt and call it a day. Nick Suzuki follows him up with a goal. Anthony scores to extend it. And then it comes down to Kirby Dach. And we all knew this was going to happen. The game was going to be on Kirby Dach's stick. And what happens? Kirby Dach scores. He wins it. The boo birds were out booing him. And he does the awesome skates by the stands, hand to the ear. Let's hear it. Amazing picture of him doing it. And there's a fan flicking him off. I'm like, I want that picture signed and put right on the wall here. Fucking filthy. But what did you think? What did you think about the Selly? Like, this has been like, it was a very, very hot topic.
Oh, it was great. It was great. I loved it. I just think it's so funny because like we've talked about it a bunch of times where like I don't think it was Kirby Dach's fault at all for like how he kind of was brought in too quick. I think he was rushed twice, 2 different times. One, rushing him into the NHL off his rookie season, and then 2, rushing him back from injury. And none of that helped him. I mean, dog shit coaching like for the first like season and a half or whatever that he had, and then I mean, it was just not good. None of it was good. And I'm glad that he has success now. And everybody can shit on the Hawks for making that trade, but it's like, I don't know if he would have had success staying here. I'm glad that he's getting it. Shit, it's fine. Like, it's cool. I thought it was great. Like, I loved it.
if you're gonna boo the kid, what do you expect him to do? Like, oh, be professional and just take it. No, fuck that. Sell it up. Like enjoy it. Like, you are proving to, as much as it wasn't one of those like, oh, we don't believe in him and all this kind of stuff. I think it truly was. It's not going to work out here. Let's move him, give him a fresh start, give us a fresh start, and just go our separate ways, clean slate. To continue to get booed by, I mean, the dumbass fans in the stadium that day, dude, fucking live it up, man. Enjoy it. Like you said, he got rushed. I feel so bad for him. I will still say I think he was a stretch at 3rd overall. I don't know what's the end game was there with taking him there, but
it was because he was the most NHL ready player, and what the Hawks or what Bowman really wanted was to add someone to the roster for cheap to try and keep this team like like playoff contenders, and they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Like the guys after him got to spend time like either in the minors or playing in in the CHL and shit like that still, and now those guys are doing great. Bowen Byron won a cup. Fucking Dylan Cousins is doing good in Buffalo. Turcotte, I think, has injury issues, but he was showing pretty good signs of like he won the fucking World Juniors with Cole Caulfield that year.
He's having a pretty good season in the A too. So
yeah, like Zegras, like he took his time, started killing it in the AHL. He basically made Anaheim pull him up, and then he's been on incredible over there. It's just the Hawks just rushed that, and then when he looked really good in the bubble playoffs, got injured during the World Juniors to start that shortened season, and then they rushed him back from there. And it was just shit fucking moves after shit fucking moves.
Yeah, I still think it's impressive that we got a 13th overall pick for him in the trade with Montreal. I'm excited to see what Nazar can possibly be. I know he's going to take a little bit more time developing again because he is missing, I think, this entire season due to injury. If he comes back, it'll be towards the end and it won't be a lot.
Did that come out?
Just the way it's been talked, not much has come out about it, which is so weird. Like they're not saying exactly what it is, how long he's out, and all that kind of stuff. But it's like at this point, you got to think there's only probably a couple more months left in the college season. Like I think February is like when playoffs kind of start picking up for college hockey. So you have to think he might be out for the year. So you want to probably let him play at Michigan again next year, develop a little bit more, get his feet back under him, then consider back. There's no rush. There is no rush.
Exact opposite of what you did for Doc, and like, do not rush anything.
Basically, Kyle Davidson, what you have to do is before you're about to make a move, you ask yourself, is this something Stan would do? And if you say yes in any form, you don't do it. Simple as that. Easy. After that game, they wrapped up the holiday weekend against Winnipeg. And I'll just say it, 7-2 loss. Nothing good. I didn't watch the game. I saw highlights. Just nothing good to talk about there. Is their 7th straight loss going after that one, and they held a players only meeting afterwards. So it's got to that point where they have to hold a players only meeting. But I was joking before. I hope the players are in the locker room saying like, "Hey, good job, keep this up. Let's keep tanking." But
which
say that.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think when the players are having their players only meeting, I think that Kyle Davidson is probably like, yes,
yeah.
Draft position is getting so good, man. From the start of November to the end of November, we have plummeted in the standings, and that's cool.
Well, here, so you didn't watch this game either because it was NHL Network. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
No, it was just kind of funny. Like I was just kind of doing some random stuff, and I was like paying attention on my phone because I get like the notifications. I'm like, oh, that's another one. Oh, there's another one. Okay, there's another one. There's another one.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay. All right. I was like, so, they're really losing this game.
Yeah. So, with that being said, take note we're recording this currently. It is 7:37 Chicago time. Hawks play Edmonton Oilers in less than an hour. So they do have one game left in November, so that's not included in the standings. But through the month of November, the Hawks finished, as of this recording, 2-8-2. I'm gonna say 2-9-2. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Oh, they're probably gonna get their dicks kicked in by McDavid and Draisaitl.
Oh, we beat Oh yeah, okay. We beat Anaheim.
Anaheim and the Kings.
In LA.
Yeah. And
that was back when we were still at like 500.
Right. At this point, too, the Hawks are currently 31st in the league.
Not bad enough.
That's a top 2 pick right there.
Hey, that's true.
Get hard for Bedard, or we got to think of something for the guy from Michigan.
Get silly for Fantilli.
Yes. Get silly for Fantilli. I like it. All right. I think we have an episode title, by the way.
Hard for Bedard or silly for Fantilli?
Oh man. So
Way off for Michkov.
people are talking that he might not go top 3 because
I mean,
apparently he's got a long contract with the KHL.
yeah, I think his KHL contract was until like 2026.
Yeah. So, and with everything going on with Russia too, who knows? Like, unless he's going to defect or something like old school Russian
Yeah,
5
right.
days.
Some
Like,
Mogilny thing.
yeah, but I don't know.
I think yeah, just like when you're thinking about like the safer bet on like a top 3 pick, probably would go like Fantilli after Bedard.
Yeah, I mean,
But if you're willing to wait and kind of make that bet, like
if there's not a
I don't
clear,
know.
if he's the clear cut like 3rd overall pick, and you're the Hawks and you have the 3rd overall pick, and you're not expected really to compete till 2025, 2026, it might be worth it. God, that's so depressing. 2025, 2026. Fuck. That's a lot of hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's hopefully when things will be turning around, you
Hopefully.
know.
You think so? All right,
Yeah.
before we get into more here, let's do the 3 stars. Um,
Oh shit. Yeah, for sure.
let's go. Let's give this Seth Jones. Yeah,
Yeah. I'd say Seth Jones is one.
Seth Jones,
I was gonna say Radish
Radish.
because he scored. Oh, I think he scored in like every game.
He didn't score
He's
against Dallas.
oh well, whatever. Close enough.
All right, and then I'm going Kirby for his Sully.
Okay. Kirby for the celebration.
All right, Kirby's first star. We're giving him that. That's a first star Sully. We'll go Radish 3rd star, and Seth Jones 2nd star. I love it. And then I also one more quick thing about Kirby. He was not holding back. He posted the exact picture, a picture of him doing the celly on his Instagram. No caption or anything. It was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. I loved it. God, I wish part of
Yeah.
me
It's
he was on the
good
team.
shit.
Yeah. So
I wanted to comment on it, but then I also like whenever I go to write a comment anywhere online, I start it and then I go, "Oh, actually, I don't give a shit anymore. Like this doesn't matter. Like Kirby's not gonna read it and be like, yeah, that guy's got it right.
yeah.
Like, no, I don't give a shit. Like
T
fuck,
Houston 89. You know what's up.
hell yeah, come on the pod though.
Yeah.
Come talk about it.
All right. So yeah, December or November finishes 2-8-2 with one more game pending. Assuming it's gonna be a loss. December does not get any
I mean,
easier.
it's fucking Edmonton.
Yeah.
The thing
Uh,
is, the Hawks could win tonight because Edmonton doesn't play defense still. They're only
with
12 and
Edmonton,
10. Like
Edmonton just cannot figure out the goaltending. Like they
I
throw
don't
the
know if it's the
money at
goaltending as much as like they just are so stuck watching McDavid and Draisaitl do things that when like the Hawks or any other team gets the puck, they're like on their heels basically. But yeah, I don't know. Jack Campbell just having a shit year. Stuart Skinner has been okay, but like still he's still 5-5 and 7-5. Like they're like just doing just enough.
they're still outside of I think what are they? 2 points out of a playoff? Or no, they're in the first
Yeah,
spot,
yeah. They're right behind LA right now.
which we can get into that in a second here. But yeah, December does not get any easier for Chicago. Next up after Edmonton,
Good.
they are in the New York Metropolitan Swing. They got the Rangers first, who are currently 10-9-4. That's a team that is very much underperforming right now. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know what's going on. Was last year a fluke? Is this really the real thing going on? Is this the real Rangers team? It's
Well,
very interesting.
yeah, I mean, I think they overperformed last year because like they were building themselves up to be a pretty solid team, and then they really overperformed last year, so everybody thought that they were going to be able to repeat. But it's like I said in our previews, man, like Shesterkin was doing a lot.
Yeah.
He was a workhorse, and he would have to repeat that in order for them to be like winning that division. And I mean, he hasn't, which is like easy to see because like they weren't like keeping pucks away from that net. There was plenty of games that they were winning where they were getting outshot, and they're not winning those games now.
They
And I don't think losing Georgiev and like replacing him with Halak Halak, I mean, has like done really anything except for Halak is 5-1. Oh, yikes, that's not helpful.
No, they're currently 2 points out of a
Yeah,
wild card spot, 5 points out of the last division spot. Yeah, that's not good, but I think any team that's currently struggling, when they see Chicago's on the schedule, they're kind of like, all right, here it is. Let's go. Time to fix some shit.
holy shit, Kurashev is leading the team in points in the last 5 games. 4 points.
Oh shit, should we take out Radish and give it to
No,
Kershaw?
because Radish is leading the team in goals with 2 in the last 5 games. Oh,
After the Rangers, the Hearts go out to the island where they face off against the Islanders, who are back to playing Islanders hockey. They are 15-9, second
yeah,
place in the Metro. Um, yeah, I think there's just the consistency for them was the main thing. They had that brutal road trip to start last
yeah,
year. They had hard time dealing with COVID throughout. The injury bug was hitting them hard last year. Now they're healthy. They don't have some BS schedule to fight with. I mean, the Islanders are good.
yeah,
They're really good, and again, a reason why that they went to back-to-back conference finals, and you're seeing it here again.
yeah. And Sorokin's having a better season than Shesterkin, which is something I predicted. We'll see how it finishes out, but I mean, he's doing really well.
Yeah, I hope he continues doing very well. And then they wrap up the 3-game swing here, against the New Jersey Devils with, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say about this team anymore. They're just so fucking good.
Yeah, they're just laid back. They have like that's the greatest thing. It's like they had no expectations like this, and so like they're just performing. And then they started doing well, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Like we're just fucking winning games." And shit is just they're good.
They won a franchise record, a franchise tying 13 games. They lost against Toronto after 3 disallowed goals, which I don't think I've ever seen that many disallowed goals
Yeah,
against one team ever.
that's insane.
New Jersey scumbags showing why they're the New Jersey scum, throwing fucking beer bottles on the ice after the third disallowed goal, throwing them at the players. Toronto,
Well, the other thing too was the ref like fucked the call up too.
the third one,
He's
right?
like after reviewing the goal, like yeah, he's like after review, like the goal is no longer. It's like
Oh yeah,
something
because
weird. They're like,
he
what
started
the
pointing.
fuck?
Yeah, he went to go point like it was a good goal, and then he's
Yeah,
like, no, and then waved it. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Fuck, no, they deserve those beers thrown at them now. I don't care. But
yeah. I think. Well, it was also Toronto players were just like, yo, this is fucked. They're throwing shit at us.
I think they were all, I mean, right. They made the right call about all 3 goals being disallowed, right? I mean, it
I mean,
wasn't.
I didn't look at it,
I know that 2 were for sure, but
but they're so fucking good.
yeah.
They're just playing well. I kind of hope they can keep it up because if they ended up winning the President's Trophy, that'd be just crazy.
Especially
I
after
just I also just love the fact after like they had to fire uh Lindy Ruff.
chance. Yeah. And now he's projected to be
But yeah,
the
man,
Jack Adams winner. That's hilarious. I love it.
yeah, of course. I think the other thing too, like Vitek Vanacek is having a great year. on a team that's doing so well. I wonder if it's just because PK Subban's not on the team anymore. Huh? It's basically the same team.
Yeah, it is
They
true.
just added Vanacek, and
I mean, they had Palat, but he's out for a long time. Like,
right.
that's
It's mainly
crazy.
the same team.
You add Palat back to this lineup. This is a fucking. This is a good team. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're good. They're young, and then the other thing too is like in the future they're gonna have Jack Hughes's brother Luke,
Oh yeah.
and he's supposed to be pretty fucking good too on the blue line. So they're gonna be dangerous, man, for like plenty of years to come.
The Hughes brothers are straight up the real life that SpongeBob meme where it's Patrick and SpongeBob running playing outside and Squidward's looking down from his house. Quinn Hughes is up in the is Squidward up and looking down. It's gonna be
Quinn Hughes is gonna be the Mark Stahl of,
yeah.
of the situation, and with Eric and Jordan. I wonder if they have a fourth brother who's just like not good.
They do. Because you remember
Really?
Carolina had them at one point. They started
Well, I know Jared. I'm
Jared.
saying I wonder if the Hughes have a
Oh, the
fourth brother
Hughes. Oh, I thought sorry.
that's gonna be like their Jared.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Um, all right. So yeah, that's a quick look ahead. Some other little notes here tonight. Kane and Taves are being reunited on the line. Coach Richardson said that I know it's been done before, but I haven't done it before. So let's see how that goes.
I wonder if it's
Uh,
gonna play on the wing, if it's
I
gonna be like
Anthony,
Athanasiou or
yeah,
Kurashev.
as a Tuesday practice, I don't know what morning skate was, but Tuesday's practice it was Athanasiou.
Okay.
Um, some injury update.
I wouldn't mind seeing Radish on that line, actually.
I mean, he's earned it.
He's a finisher.
It's like
But I think like
why not mix it up a lot? You know, you've gone this entire season. This is gonna be the first major change to that top line. This is the first time you're breaking up Dome, Kane, and Athanasiou.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not just full blender it for a couple games and just see what happens?
Yeah, true.
Injury notes, Lafferty, who's out with the back injury, Tenorti, who's out with a hip injury. Coach Richardson said that they are both out for at least a week. Tenorti may be out longer. Stalak also, he was doing a lot of conditioning to come back from concussion protocol. They have actually turned down his conditioning. So I don't know if he's just not reacting well to that or what's going on. So he's going to be out probably a little bit longer. He hasn't seen action since November 1st when he got fucking dome rocked against the Islanders.
What about is Tyler Johnson? He's just still out.
Yeah, he's still. I haven't seen anything about Tyler Johnson. He's been skating with them. I think he's been skating non-practice or non-contact jersey. But yeah, I haven't heard anything on him.
That's all right. He was having a good year.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
So the Hawks losing and him not playing is fine.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be worse if he was playing and the Hawks were losing because he was doing really well.
the last.
He'd be somebody that is like a good trade piece at some point in the next like year or so.
Right. The last thing I have for hot stock here, just is it trade time? Start, looking at these trades of Tays and Kane. Or is it still a little bit too early?
Know. If teams are calling, like, and they want to get the deal done now, but like the Hawks are doing bad. It's not like they need to trade them to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, like some teams that aren't playing like super well, like I don't know who would try to get them really.
Well, here I was gonna throw this out now. What about Taves to Winnipeg?
Sure.
Winnipeg is doing surprisingly well. They have a little bit of cap space. They don't actually. I think they're only like $1 million.
Yeah.
But the Hawks cut Taves in half. Do they still like Scheifele? Are they friends again, or are they over Scheifele? I remember like
I'm sure that they wouldn't trade Scheifele. If anything, they'd probably trade like Blake Wheeler. He's making 825.
Is he in? How much term left?
Another year.
Oh, so okay, so he signed through next
He's
year.
also got 20 points in 20. He's got 20 points in
I
21
think he
games.
just had a hat trick last night too against Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they're not really hemorrhaging money to anybody that
That would be a feel good story
they
though.
could use as like a trade.
Send Taves back to his hometown. Let him chase a cup for the Jets. I think that'd be the only.
If that happens, that would have to be at the trade deadline just for cap reasons, likely.
Yeah. Do they have? How's their draft surplus?
They just don't have a second. Oh, this upcoming draft, they don't have a second, fourth, or a sixth.
They just don't like even numbers.
Yeah, pretty much.
First this year, second next year for Taves. Or is that a stretch?
I don't know.
I
probably just get like, you might be able to just get like a first.
I just don't know what he's having a great season, but I still don't know what his value is.
He's great defensively and he wins tons of faceoffs. He can put the puck on the net.
So it's like what 5.25 is what half. He's making 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the worst in the world.
Nope.
All right, you got anything else for NHL talk?
No.
No,
they just keep losing, and that's fine.
Yeah, keep losing.
We're okay with it.
NHL talk. Let's start with players and teams of the month. November has come to a close. It is time to acknowledge who did very well in November. Why don't you kick it off with your team?
A team of the month?
Yeah.
Seattle Kraken. Yeah. Because, everybody's talking about how well, like, Boston is doing, and how well Vegas is doing, how well, the Devils are doing. But not much has been mentioned about, like, the Kraken that I've seen. But the Kraken, when in 12 games this month, I don't know if they played tonight, 10-1-1, which I think is pretty fucking awesome. They actually had
franchise high winning streak too.
It's easy too.
Yeah, but
they have scored their second in November of goals for per game, with Dallas only scoring more, like 0.04 goals more per game, and they have been doing pretty okay defensively.
They're plus 16 for the entire season right now. 8-1-1 in their last 10. Ironically enough, 8-1-1 on the road this year. Struggling at home though, 6-4-2.
Lost to the Hawks, man. Not even in overtime. Lost to the Hawks in regulation. Like, woof. But they had a good November, and I don't think anybody really pinned them as same with like the Devils, but the Devils have been streaking since like the get-go.
The problem though with the difference with the Devils is, are you talking about like preseason, like coming into the season, expecting them to be good or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Devils have always had, like, they build this team for that they should be doing better than they always have been. Where Seattle, it was still kind of like, okay, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, your roster makes little to no sense right now, but it's working. Yeah.
I think the most impressive thing about it too is the fact that they're doing it without like Shane Wright, who's supposed to be like, he was supposed to be first overall, and then he was supposed to be like a steal at 4, and then he's made his way to the AHL and then was lighting it up.
Tearing it up. I didn't know that rule though. You're allowed to send CHL eligible players to the AHL if it's for conditioning reasons and they've been scratched for like X amount of games. I didn't know that rule. That's interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to? It's only conditioning, so I guess they couldn't have them just playing in the AHL.
They have to like call them up at a certain point. Yeah. Dude, if they continue to keep this up, they look like first, they have their first round pick this year, 3 seconds, a third, 2 fours, a fifth, 2 6, and 7. Like everybody who was giving Ron Francis shit after the expansion draft. I mean, you got to kind of eat crow a little bit here if this really turns around, you know.
Right. And it's funny how it just ends up working out for these fucking expansion teams. It's so funny to me because it's like Seattle's just a year behind what Vegas was doing, like pushing for the playoffs. But for the most part, Seattle's doing it with their expansion team. We'll see if they decide to like all of a sudden start blowing it up and being like, we're acquiring guys because we're making push every year. But they're doing great.
It was funny. Vegas tweeted out after they lost to Seattle. They were like, "Oh, is this how it feels to lose to expansion team?" I'm like, "Huh, that's a good little chuckle there." All right. So for my team of the month, I'm letting it roll with my October team of the month. I'm sticking with the Devils. I know it's the cop out, but hey, I put all my eggs in their basket in October. I'm doing it again for November. I mean, not much more else we have to really say about them. 13-1 in November, 26 points. Fucking 56 goals for, which is just ridiculous. 28 against, averaging 4 goals a game. Unreal. It's crazy to see what they're doing.
Yeah, they're just unbelievable right now. So
all right,
crazy good hockey that they're playing.
Who is your player?
Yeah. Jason Robertson. So easy. It's an easy choice. Kid had 26 points in 14 games. He had 12 even strength goals in those 14 games. He has the most points per game in the month of November, like even more than McDavid, which is crazy. It's hard. It's so weird to just be like, if you hit, that's kind of what it is. It's like if you've had a better month than McDavid and you're having an insane month because his standard is ridiculous. But yeah, man, he's just killing it. It's so crazy too because his average time on ice is close to like 4.5 minutes less than McDavid's. Out of like the top players that you see in the league, he averages like the least amount of time on ice. So his point production per 60 is probably way higher than everybody else.
That's
fuck. I wonder if Hockey Reference has that.
He is so fucking good. And it's just so funny, like the same type of player, him and DeBrincat, same type of player, drafted the same round, same pick. It's so funny, just a year difference or something like that.
Yeah,
unreal.
I could find his point if they had it on a Hockey Reference, it'd be so great.
Did you say his shooting percentage too through the month?
It's like 21%.
Yeah, 21.1%. That's stupid.
Well, damn. Okay, I'll see if I want to see if I can find it eventually, but just the fact that he doesn't play as much. Where can I find it? I'm upset because I want to find it right now. Is he leading the league in goals right now too?
I think so.
He's got 19.
He's up there for sure. He's either leading or second.
60.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's got to be some way for me to find like the easiest like handpicked stats here for it.
Goals.
Oh, this is hilarious.
He got 2 points or 2 goals on McDavid.
Goals for per 60 right now on the power play. Calvin DeHaan has 450 goals for per 60 with a 42-second shift. It says he had 0 time on ice. So did he score? Did a team score on themselves or something? And he is the last one to touch the puck and he wasn't on the ice? Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Damn, I knew we should have kept DeHaan. Fuck.
Yeah, he's incredible. Jason Robertson has 5 goals for per 60 at even strength right now.
He's so good.
16.2 goals for per 60 on the power play. That's fucked up.
They almost didn't pay him too.
That's so fucking crazy. He's good. Goddamn, man. He's gonna be a fucking menace. He's in the Central too.
Gonna be a menace. You gonna be. He is.
He's 20 fucking 2 or 23 years old. It's like this is the future. Like the Hawks, like when the Hawks are gonna be like hopefully contending for like a playoff spot, like this guy's gonna be leading the fucking league in points, and it's gonna be a shit show against Dallas. How fucking old is he? He's 23. He's only making 7.75. I mean, like that's the whatever. Whatever.
Your deal, right?
He's got 3 more years after this. It was a 4-year deal.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's a problem. All right. I'm going a little bit different with mine. I'm going Mitch Marner.
Okay.
He's currently on a 17-game point streak. If he gets another point in the next game, he will tie the Leafs franchise record for longest point streak. In the month of November, he played in 14 games, 5 goals, 14 assists for 19 points. Kid is he's another kind of guy that's kind of just silencing critics a little bit. I feel like he got the shit end of the stick when it comes to Toronto media. Especially at all like the off ice bullshit with like I think it's his dad that was talking about him needs to be paid as an elite player, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. And now he's kind of showing like, yeah, he goes, we weren't lying. Like, I mean, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. But yeah, good month. I mean, it's insane. And then look at what they're doing with what Toronto's doing. I think they're 10-1-3, I think, through November or something like that. Like they're fucking playing really good hockey too. And very quiet
they had a good November.
Yeah,
mean, they ended up winning games against those the 2 like top teams in the East. They beat the Devils and they beat the Bruins. Yeah, 10-1-3. Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, second in the Atlantic. So it's like they're doing it very quietly, I think, this year. I think good thing for them is Boston is doing what they're doing. Boston's still 19-3. They've only lost 3 games. This is fucking absurd.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So stupid.
I think when you come like with the Mitch Marner stat of like point streak, it's so weird to me to hear things like it seems like a low record for Toronto for the team being around as long as it is.
Yeah.
And what was it like Austin Matthews breaking a record last year for like what most points in a season or something too?
Oh, was it the most goals?
It was most goals for sure, but like that's I mean that's also weird because original 6 teams have guys that are just like, oh yeah, he used to put up 76 goals like in 1982. Like, oh okay, like it's so I don't know. When goals were super easy to come by.
Right.
But like the fact that like in Toronto's 100+ year history, they've never had anybody score a point in 17 games straight is really fucking weird to me. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, I know. It's like the same thing too. It's like there's a Blackhawks stat too that I was kind of like this team is almost 100 years old. Like how I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm like, how is that only now happening or so few people like kind of thing? Like yeah, you think about these original 6 teams, it's just you think there would be a lot more to it.
That was when the hockey was not that great. So like if you were decent, you were scoring at least like 3 points per game for like the 4 seasons you played.
This is a question too I wanted to ask you when we were talking about trades for the Blackhawks. Regarding Patrick Kane. With the way players don't stick around with single franchises as much as they used to. If Kane gets traded and he doesn't catches Mikita, is it safe to say that Mikita's untouchable? Like there's
I mean, yeah, for like not like forever, but
like just the way though, like it's just the kind of the way like you don't see players staying with franchises that long anymore. And I'm just wondering, like, if that trend continues where guys are trying to like just go for the payday and all that kind of stuff, and the salary cap does become like, really screwing teams over to keep these guys at the homegrown guys. I mean, you got to think like that's going to be interesting to see if maybe even if our lifetime, if we'll ever see somebody come close to Makita.
I'm telling you what, if the Hawks get Bedard, you might be changing your tune real quick. If that kid has any kind of year in the first like season or two that's just like McDavid,
He catches
you're gonna be like, oh, like this, he's gonna catch him quick. Like he's gonna have 1,000 points in 700 games or some shit. Like I don't know what right McDavid's pace is right now, but it's gonna be ridiculous.
In 509 games, he's at 736. Yeah, I guess it's possible. Yeah, I guess that is possible.
Like the crazy thing is like Kaner didn't have like incredible seasons to start his career. He had solid, really good rookie seasons, but not like McDavid style kind of shit. Like if he had that, he would have easily already had the record. But he was having like less than point per game seasons, or like a right around point per game seasons.
Yeah, I mean, first season 72 points, 70 points, 88 points. Was the 30 years of the first year that he was over a point per game. Following season he was a point.
Then he was exactly a point per game.
Yeah, over a point. So
like the season he really exploded was like the 106 point season where he won like the Hart. Then he was like 89 and 82, 76 and 82, 110 and 81, 84 and 70. Now it's kind of like, oh, like he's going to at least be around 10 to 15 points above like whatever games he ends at. But that wasn't always the case.
He's only had 4 seasons where he wasn't a point per game pace. That's the difference right there, though. I mean, I get what you're saying, but he also wasn't only putting up.
A point per game isn't going to be doing it. It's right, like you need to be at like almost a point, like 1.5, like closer to that.
The only thing that I would like kind of argue with that I mean, it's not like he was only putting up 50 points like his offseason. He was still putting up 70 plus points. And I mean,
right. Those are good. Those are great seasons. But like, if he was having similar production in his rookie years to like what he's doing now, where he's like 10 to 15 plus points over point per game, then he probably, I mean, he's closer. He's much closer.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's crazy just how his point production actually like has increased like from when it's supposed to dip for most players. Like he's at like inverse, except for this season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Stop is 1,467.
Oh yeah, it's not. I mean, he'd have to come back and like play another like few seasons, like right after this year.
Trade away and then come back, sign back, and for a 3-year deal, and
no, just 1 year each time. Just trade away at the deadline. Rack the points up, get closer, and trade him away. That way, I mean, technically, he starts every year as a Hawk. He's only signed contracts as a Hawk.
Fair, yeah. I don't know. All right, couple other quick notes here, then we'll wrap this up. The Coyotes took one step closer to getting their own arena. The Temple City Council voted 7-0 in favor of the stadium, and it will now be a public vote. I believe it's March of 2023 is when that public vote will take place. Again, Bettman hit home that it'll be a 30-year no relocation agreement if this arena gets built, and they will also get either an all-star game or draft, but realistically will probably be both in that time frame. I mean, cool. I mean, whatever. Is what it is.
Good shit.
Yeah. Chris Letang, some scary news, suffered a stroke on Monday, his second one since January of 2014. So the Pittsburgh Penguins announced that he is out indefinitely. It sounds like he's doing good. They don't expect any long-term effects because of it. And it kind of sounds like Letang's expecting to play again this season. But still really fucking scary when
Jesus.
somebody who's like peak athleticism, and something like that happens. It's really scary.
Yeah.
All right, let's go dipshit of the day. Jack Edwards spends solid minutes just roasting Patrick Maroon's weight and body and all that kind of stuff when the Boston Bruins play the Tampa Bay Lightning the other night. Maroon responded perfectly, donating what was it, $2,000?
Yeah.
To like a Tampa Bay Lightning like foundation. It was like in support of mental health and all that kind of stuff. And he made the donation in favor or in the name of Jack Edwards. Carolina Hurricanes made a donation to the same account again in the name of Jack Edwards. So fuck Jack Edwards. I don't even know how
Why
fans.
are the Hurricanes? The Hurricanes are encouraging Canes fans to donate $19. Oh, is that Pat Maroon's number? Is he 19?
Think so.
Okay. It's like 19. That's a really odd number.
He donated
to fucking choose.
$100.19. Yeah, he's number 19.
Okay.
But
No, he's 14.
he's 14? Well,
Yeah.
who's team then?
I don't know. Why? Why the fuck 19?
I
Somebody explain.
just don't understand how anybody can still think Jack Edwards isn't just the biggest piece of shit out there.
I don't think anybody thinks he's a good person.
Boston fans are offended.
Oh, okay. In the Reddit comments of this, it's like, what's the significance of number 19? It's like Dougie Hamilton wearing 19 set Edwards off over Johnny McKenzie a few years ago, apparently. He had an unhinged rant about Dougie Hamilton not changing his number from 19.
Oh,
that's funny.
They're just sticking it to Jack Edwards.
Oh, that's fucking good. Is it when Hamilton was on
Boston?
Carolina? No, on Carolina.
Is that when was that a Hartford thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
That's fucking hilarious. Dude, the Carolina, man, they know how to troll pretty well. It's like, now I get it. Like, that's a fucking deep one.
Yeah. Good for them.
So funny.
Ovechkin sets a record, most road goals in NHL history. He is just so good. I
wonder like how much of a stretch they're gonna start doing these like records. Like, oh, you just set a new record, most goals on a Wednesday, like in the middle of November. Like,
if he's passing Gretzky, I mean that's noteworthy, no?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. The road goals.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you Gretzky's a home guy. Couldn't take the road fans. Just screaming in his face.
You know who could take the road fans? Mario Lemieux.
Okay. Okay.
I always gotta throw my Lemieux's better than Gretzky in there. I always have to do it. All right,
sure.
Last. Actually, I don't think I have anything else.
Cal Peterson got waived.
Oh, yeah.
Cal Peterson got paid $5 million for what, like 4 or 5 years or something like that.
I know you said
has not taken the starting role. Comes in a game that's a fucking shootout between Seattle and LA. Gives up 4 goals on 16 shots and he gets sent the fuck down. Oh, he signed the deal last year, but it's a 3-year deal, $5 million each, and he's supposed to be like,
you're supposed to be the guy, right?
Quick's on his way out. Like, you're supposed to be taking over, and he just has not done it. And I'm sure he's just going to clear waivers unless Seattle decides to claim another goalie because that's all they've done.
Yeah, but Martin Jones is doing good for them. I can't see them.
Yeah. Yeah, they waived Hellberg recently, and I think he got picked up by somebody.
Detroit.
Yes, that sounds right. Well, yeah, man, Cal Peterson just fucking like that sucks.
So who's gonna be their backup now?
I don't know. Quick, he's gonna be the starter and the backup. It's gonna basically be 2012. Like he's just gonna be the only guy.
Oh, maybe they call up Copley.
Oh, they have Phoenix Copley.
Yeah, he's a career backup guy. He knows how to handle it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just come in and like play okay. The team itself is a decent team. Like they're in a playoff spot. Like just make some saves. You're not expected to like go out there and like steal the game, but just don't go out there and be like Cal Peterson or Yaroslav Halak right now.
Yeah,
God, I can't believe that he's fucking doing such shit.
Yeah, I don't know. But all right, well, I think that does it. Episode 203. What are we calling it?
Was it silly for Fantilli? Hard for Bedard?
Silly for Fantilli. All right, so that's episode 203. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thumbs up the YouTube video if you're watching there. Social media at WCB Podcast. Yeah. Until next time. Jarom and Tanner. Later.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.